Dan from Stony Brook. All right, it's time. It's March 20th, 2023. It's kind of it's a little cold, but it's a nice day. This is this is with temporary railing on my deck outside the bedroom. We had to do that for insurance purposes quickly. That was the railing. I still have to actually take the tops off those that I installed. I still never finished here even. But this is the railing that's going to go on the bottom. And being that's kind of nice, and I ordered the parts. I ordered the rails, which have to be cut to size. It's time to disassemble this and get this a little better looking. So this is what we're going to be installing. This is made by, this is from Home Depot. It's Barrett, built by Barrett. This is their Williamsburg rail kit. 1 3/8 colonial balusters. Also veranda is the name. Items, tools that we'll be using is a level, something to mark it with, obviously, tape measure, a couple clamps, a square, a gun, a screw gun, that's an impact driver, and something to cut the rails with. I'm using a Sawzall. A chop saw would also be useful, but I just didn't feel like dragging my chop saw up the stairs. All right, so these rails, they just slip right over the posts, and then you have to make sure, I got a level, you have to make sure these are plumb, because some of these are not plumb. So I measured the distance. You want equal distance from, hopefully it works out pretty closely. It's about 44 1/8 and 44 1/4. I'm going to cut one 44 1/4. So there's an upper rail and a lower rail, and these are pre-slotted, so you don't want to just measure over. I'm going to go 44. This is where it lined, like 44 1/2. So you don't want, so you have to go to the middle. So this would be the middle post, and then measure 22 1/4 on either side. That way you'll have an even spacing between. Otherwise, these posts, you'll have some that are way on the end, and the other ones there'll be a big gap. So you want to get those gaps even. I'm going to cut the I'm going to cut these with just a reciprocating saw, the Sawzall, and it's not super critical. I'm going to just laid it out with a square, and we'll cut it with that. It's being held on with brackets, so you want to do it get it half straight anyway. So here's the bottom rail. Actually, I would recommend cutting the bottom rail first because it's easier. They're thinner plastic, so these have to be lined up. Otherwise, the spindles won't be straight. So I would actually recommend, because I actually have to take a little bit of hair off this. I actually I made it 44 1/4, but it should be just a little bit less. Although the bottom, the way it's set up right now, the posts are a little twisted. So, so I'll just take a hair off here, and then I'm gonna cut these. Just make sure these are lined up, because otherwise it won't be plumb. I put a bracket on here to hold this one up against the wall, get this one straight. If I don't start out plumb, then it's going to be that much harder to get these straight. I made one mistake. I forgot. It was a while ago since I did the other one. I forgot to account for the thickness of the metal and the end cap. It's a little thinner, but so I'm going to have to take a hair off this. So don't forget to do that. Okay. I shortened a little bit, and then screwed the metal brackets on. These just slip on, and now we'll set up. The way I found it, the easiest is to now we'll set up all the spindles, and then we'll hold it up with clamps. I'll show you. All right, I just pushed in the spindles in the top. Then I came to the bottom and kind of lined them up, pushed this in, and now I'm gonna pound this in. Shouldn't take too much effort. All right, so I I put some clamps, and so they just hold it there for now, and then I gotta decide how high I'm gonna put it. And I just want to point out, so see, so the space is even now on the ends. Now, if this was a little bit longer on the end, I could have cut it here, but there wouldn't have been enough. There wouldn't have been enough on this end, and this is, I need most of this. You see, it's just whoop. All right, we have to get that. So I need the most of this. But the way it is, yeah, it works out fine. They're a little, it's a little tight here, a little tight there, but that's fine. Better than have it too wide, so a little kid can't fall through there. All right, put these long screws right through here, through the post. I centered it, got it about level. I'll do the final leveling when I do the other side. Screw these in good, and there's a plastic piece that we're going to put over there. Now make sure it's level, and then I'll screw in the other side. Okay, the way I did it now, I removed those screws on the bottom, and then you put this cap on, and I'll put the screws back. To me, I find it makes it more accurate, but you might want to put those screws on after. I mean, I like doing it this way, and it makes a nice clean look. You know, another way of attaching these brackets, I guess it's supposed to be, the idea is that you put one in the middle, and that way you have a little bit of play. It kind of holds it on, but then once you put it on the pole, you can maneuver it a little bit. So I've done some like that. It depends. If the poles are straight, it's not really needed for me, but that's kind of the idea of that slot. And then putting the post in, I find it easier to raise this up against something, push them straight down, and then lay it on its side, and then start to line these up. You get the first one in just on this part here, and just gradually work your way down until all the posts are, you see, you get them all in their spot, and then you could start to push them in from one end and then work your way down. And it seems to work good. Probably easier. So once these are in the spots, see, they're still loose. Now I put it up on end, and now I could just hit it from the top and slam them home. Kind of do it like so. Just hit them home like that. And then they all stay in. Just do it. You kind of have to make sure they all stay into so that they're all just started. See, like this one's not in yet, but it's still in the slot. So the kit, some of the kits come with these supports, which are meant to go on the bottom so that it doesn't sag. This is such a short section, I'm not worried about it sagging at all. But what I will do is I'll use these. I'll just stick that there, push it down, and it'll just give me a starting point about where this should be level. And it actually is pretty close even right now. I'll put the other clamp on. So then you level it and put the screws in, the brackets. You know, another thing I want to point out is once these rails, the upper rail is screwed, the bottom is going to be, there is some play in it. So what I like to do is let it come down, push it down, because if it's up a little bit, then these spindles will have a tendency to be able to move around in the wind. If you push it down, it's more secure and it won't make noise. So I just don't push it down too hard. I just push it down and then secure it like that, and it should be even. Yeah, finished product came out pretty good, if I do say so myself. Next will be probably staining. Probably clean this off, power wash this, and stain it, and then be done up here. Loose clamp, loose clamp, loose clamp, loose clamp! Well, the railing is completed. I think it came out pretty good, despite my little mishap. And I really like how it matches the top. I'm gonna be looking to paint up here. I think it will look a little bit better that way. Hey, honey.
你又在拍录像？
Yeah. I'm working on my Chinese. Hey, how do you think of the rail? Looks good, right? Railing came out really good, right?
请一个工人来做的。
Contractor. Yeah, no, we didn't have to hire a contractor. I bet we saved a lot of money.
医院都被你花掉了1000多块钱了。
1,000. Yeah, maybe 1,000. We might have saved $1,000. Not bad, huh? You know, it's all about the satisfaction of a job well done and the love and respect and admiration of your
带我
family.
去逛街。
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. I think someone might be buying me a new camera. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll be back soon for the next project. Good luck in yours.
快点，快点啦！
Yeah, Lila.
带我去逛街。
Okay.
你还打破了这样，
Yeah.
浪费了1000多块钱。
You know, you're supposed to walk to the car and sit in the car. You're supposed to walk out, start to talk. Just say, are you taking those stupid videos again? And walk out and get in the car and sit down.
OK。
It came out good, right? Yeah, I'm working on my Chinese. It came out good, right? Don't you think?
I think you totally missed.
Came out good. You're supposed to say you hire a con. I told you should have hired a contractor.
I said already.
We'll just start it from here. All right, I'm gonna cut it up. You say, all right, I'm gonna clip it. I'll clip it. Just say real loud, look straight ahead, and say real loud, take me shopping, nasty.
Take me shopping.
No, in Chinese.
带我去逛街。带我去逛街。
1,000.
带我去逛街。
What am I supposed to say?
Talking the wrong way. What the hell? No, we keep saying twice. I told you. I.
Do it again.